And what comes is more fresh trouble for Prime Minister Sunak. The head of UK's budget watchdog, Richard Hughes, has now called the country's 2025 spending plans as simply unsustainable. Now, commenting over the plan's workability, Hughes has called the plan as unclear and has also said that it does not even qualify as a work of fiction. The statement has come as the current government spending review is set to expire by April 2025. Beyond the fiscal year's end, UK's Office for Budget Responsibility is in fact forced to base its forecast on assumptions over the government's daily capital expenditure. Richard Hughes has also warned that the post-election government will have to rethink the budget. Now, Hughes has expressed some serious concerns over the government's ability to provide medical support to an aging British population. Now, since the financial crisis and also the pandemic, UK's national debt has in fact swollen from 40% to almost 100% of the country's GDP, and it shows no signs of reduction. And amidst a shrinking budget and soaring debt, a senior Tory Member of Parliament, Simon Clarke, has called on Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to resign from his duties. The former cabinet minister has said that the Conservatives face, quote-unquote, an electoral massacre under Prime Minister Sunak's leadership. The former minister has also called the UK Prime Minister's leadership as uninspiring. Clarke has argued that Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is simply unable to understand and tend to the needs of the British people. Now, following the statement, Tory leaders from the party in fact hit back at the former minister on social media. The head of One Nation caucus, Damien Green, took to his social media platform X to call Clarke's intervention as wrong and unwise. The former Brexit secretary, David Davis, also slammed the comments and said that the party and the country are sick and tired of members of parliament who are putting their own leadership ambitions ahead of the UK's best interests. Liam Fox, the country's former defence secretary, also called out the statement of the Tory MP. The ex-secretary said, and I quote here, "Those who have an agenda to destabilise the government in an election year should understand the consequences of it." And our correspondent Julia Chapman has been tracking the story very closely for us and has sent us this report from London. Let's listen in.
It certainly adds the pressure, although it doesn't appear that there is a major rebellion on his hands. It's certainly not a good look when the Prime Minister receives these kind of messages from formerly very senior cabinet ministers. Certainly this is quite a stark warning for Rishi Sunak as his Conservative Party is facing really difficult polling at the moment ahead of an expected general election later this year. A recent poll suggested that there would be a 1997-style wipeout. That was the year that the Conservative Party lost a huge number of seats to the opposition Labour Party, which is expected to happen again. But what Sir Simon Clarke is saying in this Telegraph article today is that he believes it's avoidable if there is a change of leadership in the Conservative Party. Now, that is not necessarily a widespread view among the Conservatives, but he insists that although he says Rishi Sunak does have some strengths, and they've worked together quite closely in the Treasury when Rishi Sunak was the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the country's finance minister, he says that he is now the wrong person for the job.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.